That feeling.
Hmm.
I know that feeling, boy. Do 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 do. That shit I share on Facebook, man. That movie you used last time on the book. I feel like Fridays will always be our biggest episodes, just because it's Friday live wise. Uh,
All right, I posted.
Damn, I hate that I gotta do it that way. People are in here. Okay, okay. Let me go put the Twitch in here as well.
What's up, Rennie?
Rennie in the chat. Rennie in the chat. We gonna get to it, man. We gonna get to it, man.
You want to play the music
Nah,
just to
nah,
get
nah,
it?
yeah.
Oh, my
Not
bad, my
yet,
bad.
not yet. Don't be too horny with the music, Chuck.
My league's in here. Okay.
What's good, Malik? You about to lose your quarterback. You better come on my team.
You seen all the people that are gonna be in that free agency though? And there's more names than
Yeah,
that.
that's why it's gonna be.
Shoo!
It's gonna be a
It's
real.
gonna be,
It's gonna be a fun off season to talk about.
dude. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be a great off season to talk about, and I can't wait.
Plus, like the rookies, there's a lot of good defensive players coming out.
Which one is it?
Quarterbacks be interesting.
Think so?
Yeah, we're gonna get into it, Randy. We've seen what Kyler Murray's.
Yeah,
Yep,
we.
we're gonna
Yeah,
get it.
we.
We're gonna get into it.
We gonna get into collar, boy. Listen, man. That's we trade. Yo,
That's gonna be interesting.
that's gonna be real interesting. You got to trade that though.
Uh,
I'll lose our first round pick for that. I will lose our first round pick for that.
you
I
think he'd be
promise.
a good fit for the Steelers? Hmm.
For the Steelers,
That's what Rennie says. He's a Steeler.
that's what
Uh,
I'm saying. He's gonna listen, man.
He will be someone who can go to the Commanders and make a difference.
the Commanders of
Yeah,
all
Jimmy G
teams.
would go to the Commanders and make a difference as well.
Yes, he would.
Stop.
He agreed. Agreed.
Stop. It's the same quarterback as Heineke, bro.
But Rennie, I know you guys need a quarterback, but you guys need to also address a lot of other spots too. Specifically offensive line. That's where you need to put your money into.
We don't gotta put money into him. We put some. We can trade draft picks and we'll get into it.
I don't think
I don't know.
Kyler Murray contract is a top, what's it called, a top three pick, right? Is he a
We
top three?
got money.
It's,
Got a whole lot of money. Got a whole lot of money.
That's funny.
We got a whole lot of money. All right, let me get it. Let me get it cracking though. Do 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 do. Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of House of United Sports Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Dwayne Hewitt. I am here with my guys Chubbs and my guy Smooth, aka Mr. Always Right. This week we will be discussing the NFL, and we're just discussing that. We're going to be talking about Tom Brady officially retiring, Alvin Kamara getting arrested, and is this a trend for what happens in Vegas? Doesn't stay in Vegas on the NFL part? Clearly not. We're going to play front desk, front office for the Washington Commanders, the newest team, newest named team in the NFL, and
Let's go,
also the
commies.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Get to Kyler Murray on following all of the Arizona Cardinals social media accounts. What does this mean? Is he out of there? And Russ to the Raiders? Let's get to it. All right, man. Let's go ahead and start. Let's get started. Let's get started. We appreciate everybody that's been coming in each and every week. Um, we had a little clip on TikTok go a little crazy this past week. Our little Jimmy G clip. Facebook, we appreciate y'all rocking with us as well. But let's get into it, man. Kyler Murray unfollows all of the Cardinals' social media accounts. Right after the Pro Bowl, it's only a picture of him in the Pro Bowl. It's a lot of speculation about what's happening. Now, my question is to you: is Kyler soft for doing this?
Soft.
Because I mean, he played terrible in the playoff game. I feel like we got to keep the same energy for NBA, NFL players like we do for NFL players. What's the point of him doing this? He has a
Yeah,
great team around him, got
Well,
weapons. They had their best year ever in the past few years.
I mean, it may be a
Why is
hint.
he
I mean,
doing
that
this?
might be a hint that he might want all this probably underlying thing. Because when players do that, like on social media, like take it to social media instead of
Hmm.
like going about it a different way, and it being like breaking news. You know what I'm saying? Sending like subliminal messages. Probably some underlying things there. Like my opinion. For real.
so yeah, honestly, that whole year it started out great, right? And then something. I mean, people started getting hurt. They started losing, and I just think he wasn't having fun. And part of the problem, I don't think he really likes his head coach that too much.
You
Because
don't think so? His head coach made him a number
see,
one overall pick.
Yeah,
I get
I feel
that,
like
but
they
like
about to.
I don't know if he trusts him like his coach, like the way he play calls, because and builds a team because their defense is young and great, and they're losing some big spots on the defensive line. But that offensive line is just average. They're nothing. They're not like a top 10 offensive line in the league. And
I
he
mean,
got.
Joe Burrow had like the third worst offensive line. He's in the Super Bowl.
I
Yeah,
get it,
well, they're not
but
that bad. He also didn't
Kyler's been
have
getting
D
hit.
Hop this year.
Kyler's also been getting hit a lot this year.
He didn't have D Hop this year though. But maybe he's saying
I
like D
don't
Hop
know,
ain't enough. D Hop probably ain't enough though.
but no, that's no excuse. They had
They
AJ
have
Green,
enough
Christian
weapons. They,
Kirk, they
They
got
do.
Rondell Moore,
oh,
they
I
just got
agree.
Zach
They do.
Ertz.
and
That,
and Connor had one of his best years ever. So
Yeah.
off they have the team that can make a difference.
I mean, they
So
can
maybe
win with that
maybe
team.
he
Yeah,
doesn't believe the coach can help make the difference.
I'm saying maybe it's a thing like, all right, I'm trying to send a message to the owner and GM to come talk to me and say like, look,
Well, I think that is soft. If
it
you
is
saying
soft, but
that
like
sense.
because you're it's like
Especially the way
it's
he
your
played in the playoffs.
it's like you're
Yeah.
Like you can't be doing that after the way you played in the playoffs. There's
Yeah.
like we were saying, like people were saying, like, and I was one of them saying, "Yo, he's better than Lamar, or he can be as good as like him and Lamar are on the same level." And Lamar, I apologize, you guys are not. You're MVP for a reason, and Kyler, you can't perform the way you did, and then right after the Pro Bowl, pull these so-called antics. Maybe we might be reading too much into it, maybe so, but that you gave us the right to do that by doing all of
well,
that, deleting all of that. There's no reason for you to do that when you threw for like didn't he throw for less than 100 yards in the playoff game?
but Wayne, it wasn't even because of what happened in the playoffs because he was cooling since they lost. He threw a couple picks or something in the Pro Bowl, and the Arizona fans were getting on him on Twitter, talking about the playoff game. It's what he wasn't doing in the Pro Bowl game. He threw picks
Yeah.
because Mahomes threw one because Mahomes did not want to be there. Nobody really wanted to be there. And then
Yeah.
there's a meme that said, "Hey, you want to throw a pick? Watch me throw a pick so hard." And he throws one, bro, bro. I just think the Cardinals fans were getting on him because he looked like he didn't really want to be there.
The
All
Julius
right.
Randle effect.
There's definitely the Julius Randle. That's the NBA effect, and some players think they can do it. Where you guys rank Kyler Murray right now in the league?
He's like, to me, he might be like
Is he top 10?
he might be outside of it, like
No,
11 or
he
12.
might be right outside.
I wouldn't put him if he's
Top
top 10.
15,
If he
top
were to be top
17,
10, he would be 10. But
top
In
17.
terms
he's
of
probably
we're
like
gonna
12.
after the season's over, like that's the first thing we're gonna do is do a list. We're gonna make a tier list of top quarterbacks. So I think he's top 10, but he's like 9, 10 for
Speaking of
me.
speaking of tier list, like where you guys have Stafford? I've seen all like, he just turned 34 and they're playing all these clips he was doing like with the Lions. He was doing some
Yeah, he
crazy
was.
plays with the Lions.
He's a tier 2 quarterback, in my opinion. Tier 2.
I
Tier,
agree.
so where is he at in the top? He's like top outside the top 10.
Top 12.
He's like 9, 10, 8,
Top
8,
12.
9,
Sounds
8,
up.
9. He's
Yeah.
defend.
Okay.
He's definitely in the top 10. He's 8, 9.
He's
Like
better than Kyler Murray, right?
he's
Dude.
better than Kyler Murray. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Do not say he's ass. He would make
he's
the
not. Yeah,
Steelers
yeah, he's
great.
not.
He will make
Yeah,
the
no,
Steelers
no,
great if he
oh,
was on
don't
that
do that.
team. Do
We
not
wanted
call him.
Matthew Stafford
They
last
also
year.
It's
probably about to
nice.
start saying like he can't win. They can't win the
How
playoffs.
you, wait, how could you call him ass when he was playing with the Lions all that time and just now got on the Rams and the first time he got on a new team in Super Bowl?
Are you
Like,
talking
Super
about
Bowl.
Stafford?
what is he talking about?
He can't be ass.
What
He
he
can't
can't
be
be
ass.
ass.
But
That's
I
like
seen a. I
that's
seen
great
a.
LeBron effect.
Oh yeah, he's a Packers fan. That's why. So that's why he thinks he's
Boy
ass.
about to be gone, Rennie. Your boy about to be gone.
But I seen some things about Kyler to the Steelers. Some things I seen some things Pittsburgh media is doing that. They're putting it out there and they saying it will be worth a first round pick. I think it's definitely worth a first round pick. Um, we got some money. We could try if we could get Kyler. I think we can. If we could find a way, I'll trade the next couple first round picks for for Kyler Murray, and that way we could really use all our offseason money to go get some talent. But I think we would have to get Kyler Murray before the free agency. That way we can make free agent offensive linemen like Armstead, like Brandon Sheriff come to
Maybe,
our team, and that
maybe,
would be a big thing. So
maybe. But I'm gonna here's a little hot take for you. You can put it out. This is for Steelers Nation.
Mhm.
don't disrespect us.
This is no. This is a decision. This is gonna be a clip for you, Wayne. Steelers Nation, you got a decision. You have a chance at Kyler Murray or Kenny Pickett. What are you doing?
Oh, you gotta go, Kyler.
Hey,
I
that's
think
the
I think you
hometown
gotta.
boy
I think
though.
you got.
Kenny Pickett's the hometown boy.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett would be better for the
He's the
Steelers than
hot.
Kyler
We
Murray.
don't know.
He
What
was
if we
supposed to be
get
the
him and he's a
Heisman.
bust?
Kyler Murray's the better
What you
player, but Kenny
mean?
Pickett's better for the
Kenny
Steelers.
Kenny
Definitely
Pickett.
better for the Steelers, bro.
We like Malik Willis
Ken,
anymore.
Kenny
Anyway,
buckets.
I mean, he can't fake sliding in the NFL, so I don't know.
No.
So I don't know. But nah, if we the show's got a chance to do that, I think we should pull the trigger on that. Where can you guys see him going? Like if they were to trade him,
Kyler Murray.
Ooh. So this is gonna be interesting. What if Jerry
Mhm.
Jones gets sick of Dak and
Kyler is a Dallas, Texas boy, and he kills them every time he plays against them.
put Kyler, trade Dak in your pick for Kyler
I
and
don't think they do that though.
but I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
think they
let's
do
say
Nah,
that.
what if they do that? That's a
not
possibility.
Dallas.
That'd be tough
That's a
though for
that's
And I
Dallas.
that's
think Dak is
Dallas.
extremely overrated.
that's a Russ John Wall trade. That's a fair trade. Like neither team gets better if that happens.
I
Like, they're
mean,
not-
all right, just a new scenery. Both of them new
Kyler might
scenery.
get better with a better O line like that.
hmm
with who Zeke,
Um,
who don't want to play football?
No, their O line's just good, so they have better offensive blocking.
what else?
Yeah, I
What
guess.
other team?
But their
I don't.
defense is, and he has hella weapons.
Yeah,
No offense to Packers, but I don't think he'd play well in the cold because he's so soft. But he would be a good fit if you guys can keep Devontae.
If I were the Vikings, I would try to get him.
Kyler Murray would be good. I feel like the Commanders would
The
be a good trade.
The
Commanders, but like
Commanders.
their
If they
offensive
won,
line is
Anybody's a good trade for the Commanders. You're
that,
not,
he,
you're not,
because but,
with a young core, you know what I'm saying.
they're losing their
He got
best
a solid
offensive lineman
defense.
this offseason.
It's alright. He got offensive weapons though. He go out and
He has offensive weapons now. That's our
I'm
point.
trying,
how you know if they get Kyler, he might be more willing to resign. Then this might be the thing.
Tennessee,
nah, I don't like him at Tennessee.
I do
He'll
like
be less likely to get hurt.
I don't like him at
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
He'll be less likely to get hurt because they'll just keep feeding the ball.
I just don't see it. I like Aaron
And
Rodgers.
you got
You
AJ
say you
Brown
like Aaron
Jr.
Rodgers to
I like
Tennessee?
Aaron Rodgers to Tennessee.
Nah, I don't think Aaron
Mm,
Rodgers wants to come to the AFC. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of young guns in here.
yeah,
He might not make another conference championship. If he come to AFC.
but it's just like if he does leave the Packers, where would he
Well,
go?
here's some crazy thing though. Like
Because
I
Adams
heard
will definitely.
there was a report like a week after, he said like his comments after losing that I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to be a part of a rebuilding process. Apparently, he was in the like owners and GMs like room talking about what they can do to get the team better for next year. There was like a report that he went into the
He might
facility
return.
and do and did that.
I think the highest possibility is that him and Devontae return, and they get
But
a secondary
that's
receiver for them.
that's
Yeah.
hard. But like, here's the point: you get him, that means you're gutting that defensive front because or defensive line and defensive front because Darius Smith. He's a free agent, I'm pretty sure, and I think maybe Preston Smith is, or whoever the other one is.
Well, Darius didn't play the whole season, and
But
their
Darius is
defense
a
was good.
factor when he's
He
healthy.
is, but Rashawn Gary played really well this
Rashawn
year.
Gary is a beast. Yes, he's nice,
He played
and
really well this year,
I
so
think
you
I
could
think
you
the
could be
middle
willing to
linebacker is
let
a
go
free
of him.
agent too. The one,
Campbell?
yeah, I think he's a free agent as well.
Oh, they can't lose him. That's the reason why their defense was so good.
I'm just
So
saying, there's a lot of like big names that need money.
it's a lot of big names out here, but I think a lot of the big names are going to sign another 1 year deal because next year is really when the big money comes through. So, um, but yeah, that was what we were talking about for Kyler Murray. So last week after we ended, Tom Brady officially retired. So we want to say congratulations to Tom Brady, the full goat.
Still hate you, so we're not really going to get into it that much. But it's
Oh, I
funny.
got you.
It's fun. It's funny though. Like, how are you going to say I'm going to take some time to make this decision? I'm thinking, okay, you're going to take like a month, maybe 2 months,
Listen, man,
maybe three.
we gotta give him some. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give him some class. He had a great
I get it.
career,
I get it. Yeah,
great
I
career
get
for
it.
Tom Brady. We gotta give him the proper claps, man.
You know what happened though?
he is the goat. I see people talking about he's the greatest athlete. They need to stop that because he's
No,
not an
he's not the
athlete.
greatest
You need
athlete.
to
He was
chill. You need
no.
to chill.
He's the greatest sports player of all time.
Yeah.
If you
So,
want
but congratulations.
Greatest sports player of all time.
I always
whatever in all sports, yeah. I mean, maybe in all NFL. Sorry,
Yeah, chill.
I don't know. He has 7 rings,
Bill Russell has 11. No one calls
but
Bill Russell the
but
greatest
but
player. I'm
but,
not
but we've
like only
but
when
we've
it's Tom Brady,
always
all of a
we've
sudden we want to call
always
it.
we've
Yeah, it's
always
fine.
and you've said this too, Wayne. It is harder to win an NFL championship than and probably
11 though, Chubbs. 11.
bro.
Bo Jackson's probably
Seven,
the best player.
seven in NFL is hard. He
It
he
definitely,
has more rings than a bunch
yeah,
of
Serena definitely the greatest athlete of all time.
yeah,
Relax.
Greatest athlete.
maybe.
No, it's definitely the greatest athlete of all time.
I get that, he there was Deflate Gate and all that, Rennie.
He definitely cheated, bro. And now they got this tuck rule thing. They throw him for 30
Twice.
for
Yeah,
30.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If you count the
Do you
tuck
know
rule,
what
it's three
Josh
times.
McDaniel
Yeah.
said to Mark Davis when he got the job? He like
no.
shook his hand and whispered in his ear. He says, "It was a fumble."
It was a fumble, bro. Like I don't know what, like the devil. I don't know who did Tom Brady pay to say, "Yo, I want to be the greatest player." It's like, all right, you gotta go to Michigan. You gotta run
I
a
want to
turbo
be
40.
the
You
They're
gotta go
very
gonna
to
never
Michigan.
see you coming, and we're gonna pair you with Bill Belichick. 20 years. 20 years.
That
That's
man
all.
had the
They
It
told
was
us,
that
man.
man
written.
had,
You just
It
gotta
was
stay there for
written.
20 years.
that man had
It
the
was
spat
written.
raps. The spat raps since day one.
Yeah, man. But yeah, congratulations to Tom Brady, man, on one heck of a career. One of the, I guess, the best quarterback ever. But what does this mean for the Bucks moving forward? And all I know is they better not replace Tom Brady with anybody because they have a backup quarterback that is going to put the league on notice next year. And I just want everybody to know that. And I wanted the Steelers to draft him, but the damn Bucks drafted him in the first round. But he would have been a predecessor for Ben, in my opinion, and I think we would have made a move
Okay.
for him. But he got drafted.
So
So,
so give me your top. Let's give me your top three. And I guess Kyle Trask is in one of this. Give me your top
oh
three.
no, he's number one and the only
All right,
person that should be starting. And
but
I'm telling you right now,
okay.
the Bucks are going to make the playoffs again next year, and he's going to have a fantastic season. He's sat under Brady to learn for a year. The Bucks are in good hands. I mean, they still got to try to get Chris Godwin back. Um,
I don't know if that's happening.
happening, but Kyle Trask is going to Kyle Trask is going to. The Bucks are going to be fine for the next 10 years. I'm telling you that right now. Big believer. And in the next 3 years, we are going to be saying that Kyle Trask is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Give it 3 years. I really want to say by the end of next year, but I'm going to relax.
What
Give
if
it three
Bruce?
years.
What if
He's
Bruce
going to
says
be a
he's not
top three
ready,
quarterback. Huh?
and he? What if Bruce says, "I don't think he's ready. Let's go sign Aaron Rodgers."
Let me save that for my front desk front office.
Mm.
Let me say that for my front desk front office.
Okay.
So, nah, I just, but yeah, he trust me, he's ready. He's ready. But yeah, so Gronk is definitely. I mean, Gronk already retired. He only
Yeah.
came back for Brady. So
So Gronk's gone now. That's a
yeah,
pair. All right, they're gone. Both of them are
they're gone.
gone. Greatest tight end ever.
Yeah,
You think
yeah.
Brady will come out of retirement?
If he comes out of retirement, the only team I want to see him go to is the New York Jets. And if he makes the New York Jets win a championship, he is the really the goat of all goats. I mean, he already
Nah,
is the goat of all
I
goats.
think Brady is set in stone.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah, he's set in stone. But yeah, let's. I think we kind of talked about this last week, but let's. I think because it was sneak peek, but it wasn't official yet.
Oh,
But
he is the best tight end ever, Rennie.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
he's
what
not
he's done.
he's not the best. He is the
It's not
best.
fucking. It's not Heath
It's not
Miller.
even
I'll
a
tell you that.
question. Yeah.
He's the best tight end of all time.
I mean, who are you gonna put? You gonna say Tony Gonzalez? I mean, it's
First of
which
all, don't make it seem like that because Tony Gonzalez was the
he was
greatest tight
nice.
end.
He was
He was
he
the
was he was
greatest tight
greatest.
end
He was
ever
the greatest. He was the
until
greatest
Gronk came
until
and took
Gronk.
that. Yeah.
So I don't.
I thought Antonio
Antonio
Gates was kind of
Gates
up in
is
the
up there
conversation.
too,
Yeah.
but I
So,
think Gronk has more rings and he did a
oh
lot.
no, Antonio Gates was never better than Tony Gonzalez.
Or
Antonio
what you
Gates was
call it?
fucking nice.
What you call it? Dallas
Jeremy
Clark.
Shockey is not the best ever. I am sorry. He is
Dallas Clark
nice.
is probably the best tight end of all
Dallas
time.
Clark is not even in that discussion.
What?
What?
Dallas Clark is like maybe top
Excuse
15,
me,
top
man.
10, but he's not the
He's not
greatest.
even in the discussion for
He's not
He
greatest
the
better
tight
get.
end.
Well,
greatest.
you're tripping.
No,
Dallas
you're
Clark.
tripping.
Who?
Shannon
Am I
Sharp
thinking?
is
Am I
better
He's
thinking
than
about
not better
somebody
than
else? I might
Shannon
be thinking
Sharp.
about somebody else. No,
You talking
no,
about
dude.
Dallas Clark, the one that
Shannon
played for the
Sharp.
Dallas
Colts?
Yeah,
Dallas
I know, I
Clark,
know. I'm thinking. I feel like
44.
Redskins had a dude too. He wasn't. He wasn't up there though. Who was that back in the day?
You
Tight
talking
end? Chris
about
Cooley.
Chris Cooley? No, he's a ring of honor tight end. He's not a Hall of Fame tight end.
Tony
Yeah,
Gonzalez is
yeah.
nice, but there is a lot of great tight
Chris
ends.
Cooley is Todd Heat, but
But
Todd
by the
Heat was
time
better.
when Travis Kelsey's career is over, Tony Gonzalez is not even going to be the best Chiefs tight end of all time.
Just wait on for 10 more years when it's Mark Andrews.
Oh my god! Do you want to get to Mark Andrews winning the AFC Pro Bowl,
Bro,
winning the Pro?
he's a beast.
He
He
didn't
is.
know. Did he win it?
I don't know if he got it, but he had
No, he
two
won it, but people
touchdowns.
were upset that and said he should have won it.
He's a beast. He's a beast. There's
How
nothing
can
else
we
to say
fix the
about it,
Pro Bowl? Because the
dude.
Pro Bowl, I didn't even watch it because I feel
It was
like the past
bad.
couple of years it's been bad. But then I watched some clips and I saw like two hand touch going on. Mac
Yes.
Jones looking like a dual threat, even though he was mad slow. His gritty was nice though. His gritty was nice. I'm like, okay, boy, he didn't look like the principal right there. But how can we fix the Pro Bowl? What can we do to make it better?
I, I don't know. They already try to make it like an incentive, and
So,
they're supposed to turn up for the fourth quarter.
you want to hear my take on this?
Go
Because it's
for
the Pro Bowl, and I feel like it happened with the NBA over the years. Players don't want to get hurt. It's more of a fan thing. People come to watch, have fun. I think it should be like a competition, more of like. I mean, I know they have the like skills, the little skills thing they
Mm-hmm.
had on Saturday night, but I feel like it should be more of like a competitive, like individual, like 101, 707s, D
Should be
line,
like
and
a
101.
series of games.
Like a series of games based off of individual events, you know what I'm saying, for the AFC versus the NFC. Just so like play, because like obviously like when you're playing full speed and it's like a real game, you're liable to get hurt. Like players don't want to do that, and that's understandable. It's easier to do in basketball because it's basketball, it's less of a contact sport. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and like I said, you're there for fun. So if you're there for fun, you know what I'm saying. You should. I feel like they should do events. because that'll also bring more people because it wasn't even like as filled as it normally is. Like the stands wasn't even as filled.
Yeah, because the
And,
last years have been bad, and I agree with you. 'Cause, like basketball, like you could do exciting things, bullshit, like a crazy dunk, a
yeah,
long
and they
three
was
point
like
shot.
they eventually got it to the point where like the players was just like out there goofing off and all that. It was like
Yeah,
nobody
that
wanted to come see that. And then they changed it to all right. Well, when it hit fourth quarter, then we gonna play to a certain certain score. That's what it was like last year and then the year before that, whatever. So they made it competitive, because people still want to see competition. But like I said, it's just easier doing basketball than football. So I feel like they should make it like mini games more of a
the
competition like.
the only people that were like actually playing football and going hard were the offensive and defensive line where they're crushing. That's the only people I saw actually like playing something that was like, okay, this is they're trying to get to the quarterback. Brian
Mm-hmm.
Burns lined up and went hard as fuck from the edge on Orlando Brown, ran right by him and like just grabbed Mac Jones.
Atlanta Brown's terrible.
And guess what? You guys are gonna pay him all that money to play left tackle.
It's crazy, but yeah, I agree with you. I think there should be a series of games, maybe a 7-on-7 at the end to a certain score. Um, but yeah, I just don't think it's fun. I don't think it's fun to watch. I
So
haven't watched a Pro Bowl in like the last 3 years because I just know it's been bull every time. So
so do you think like some people have been saying maybe they have the top bottom two teams play a game for the number one pick and
but you
winner gets
still the issue is you still risk injury there.
it's
It's
an
and then
incentive.
because if you're trying to get the first pick, like you're risking hella injury, and these are
You're
bad
tanking,
teams out there
but you've been
playing.
tanking for
Half the
this.
time, these teams
You've
won't
been
even have.
tanking for this moment,
But
though.
half the times, those teams won't even have the head coach that they had. So now they got to practice additionally
Imagine,
after the
imagine,
season.
imagine you get hurt in a game like that, and then they draft, but y'all win, and they draft the person to replace you.
Yeah, they draft your replacement. Like
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Hey, it's a
No, you
business.
can't do that.
It's a business.
And how are they
yeah.
going to incentivize players for playing that? Like, yeah, I need a
I
200.
saw somebody say that. Like Quincy Anua said it right. He tweeted about that. And here's my take on it. There's plenty of guys that would want to get a chance to win in that game, get that check. That are like practice squad players. That this is my opportunity. Make the practice squad players go out and play that game from both teams. Don't put out your star players. Obviously, let's be smart here. But like that'd be more interesting than
How
watching.
much you going to pay them for that game?
I don't know how much 500,000 or 300,000, 350,000. How much is a game check? I don't know how much game check
Not
is.
for no damn practice. I was going to say 100,000. You said
Well,
500,000.
I don't know. I don't know how much they get
I
paid per
said
game.
you can pay them a cool 200,000,
But
500,000. They
so
really probably paid them 50,000 for that game.
but they would
I
do
don't
it,
know how much. I don't know how much that is. About
and
five.
you have a chance to make an impression for next year. Like
That's a lot of money though. They might have to get a little 10,000 for that game. They might have to
but
get a little 10,000 for that game. But I mean, I think that's a way to possibly make it.
and then someone said like after that, if you want to do an all star type thing, do the all star game during Hall of Fame week, Hall of Fame game, whatever you want to call it. Do a game
That's
for
too
that.
close to the season.
But you saw how they were out there
People
right
got to
there.
be in camp though. Like that's during camp. Can't do that.
I don't know. They need to do something because, like I said, I was just thinking about it. It makes it look bad too because the players was at Vegas and the whole thing happened with Alvin Kamara too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't taking it serious, and then I wasn't even trying to go on that topic, but like it was just that whole profile. Like, what are you there for if you're not there for the fans? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the fans don't even look like they're enjoying the game
Yeah,
at
and then you get
all.
in
So
trouble
like,
out there. It's just like, what's
People were
more
getting
important?
people were getting drunk, getting bottle service in the end zone.
it just honestly, it didn't like a fun experience there.
No,
So
it was an
no,
event.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree on that point, DL. Um, but let's go ahead and get to the next topic. So Alvin Kamara literally played in the Pro Bowl game and then got arrested and facing 5 years potentially for assault, right? Assault and battery.
Bodily
Yeah,
harm or something. Is that what they said?
yes, it's
Some
bad.
bodily harm. It was something bad. It sounded like more like worse than a simple assault.
Yeah, it was battery resulting in substantial bodily harm. So
What is that definition? Or is it two?
I'm gonna read the article. It says Saint Star arrested on battery charge during Pro Bowl weekend. So Saturday. So this happened Saturday.
It probably happened the day before the game.
So he played. Wasn't he in the Pro Bowl though?
Yeah, he took pictures after the game with people
Yeah,
in
he
his jersey.
he was playing in the dodgeball the dodgeball game with his jacket on. Like
So he got in a fight after the skills challenges.
he's playing in the dodgeball game with his
Oh
jacket.
my gosh! They probably went to no. They probably went to a club. That's probably what happened.
Yeah. So they went to a club. So this happened Saturday. It happened Saturday. He just lined up to play Sunday in the Pro Bowl next day like nothing happened. And they're like, "Who are we looking for?" And they're like, "That guy right there. That's who. That's who we're looking for." So my question is: does the NFL not need to have a team in Vegas and do things in Vegas? We saw the Henry Ruggs situation. More
Damon,
situation was the
Damon
Las Vegas Raw.
Arnett, right?
Damon
Arnett
Arnett.
also. Yeah.
Something else happened too. Another player was speeding or something in Vegas. I forgot his
Yeah,
name.
I know what you're talking about. It was a
Right
D
after the
lineman.
season.
Hmm.
Right. Yeah. So
I
my question is: does the NFL have a Vegas problem?
I
It's a
think
party city.
I think to safeguard itself to avoid this question, it should because it is a party city, like you said, Chris, and like people. I feel like when it comes to like as far as like going out gambling and doing all that stuff, like people set traps and like there's a lot of people, women, you know, a lot of people try to rub you the wrong way. You get out, one simple thing turns. We all human beings, obviously, but like celebrities and football players are like under the spotlight when they're in Vegas, and to like have a team in Vegas, around all of that stuff is, it's asking for trouble. So I feel like to avoid it, they should definitely. But they just moved there, and that's the issue.
Yeah, they can't get
They
them out
can't
of
they
there
can't get
yet.
them out
That
of there that quick.
that stadium is
Yeah, but
ridiculous.
you can't you can't sit up here and say they just got to be mature because at the same time, one thing can't lead to another.
Dude, but I
You
think it
know,
starts at the top, to be honest.
What do you mean by that?
what you mean by that?
It starts up with Mark Davis, and because Mark Davis has that let's have fun attitude the whole time. He's not, if he probably could put a hold on what type. I mean, put a handle on that situation. I don't know. He can find a way
No, but like just in general,
because
like Vegas in general, though. Like,
I mean, in Vegas in general. I mean, they
I
say what
know
happens
Vegas
in
is
Vegas stays in Vegas. Unless you're an NFL player, that's it. Clearly, that's not true.
why would
So
they host it in Vegas?
it just
because
got
they canceled it. I think in Hawaii the previous year that it was supposed to be in Hawaii.
I just feel like what all that was happening throughout the season, they could have.
Well,
yeah. They
I
should
think
have they should have changed it. I agree with you. From what was happening, clearly it's not a good place to be in for the players because unfortunately, players just can't handle being there, and that's what it is. The players cannot handle being in Vegas. Like you said, it's a big part of the city. Maybe it's too much to do. I don't know, but when it's clearly
that's
having a negative effect
that's
on the
all that's
players.
there. That's really what it is. There's nothing really to do about that, but it's definitely negative.
So I mean, I think Vegas is toxic, and like DL said, they just got there, so there's really nothing they can really do. They have to just figure out a way to deal with the consequences, and they got to like this was the first year, so they got to figure out a way to manage the situation. So I don't know how would you manage that situation, like because clearly they can't control themselves. I don't know what exactly happened in the Alvin Kamara situation, but like people know who Alvin Kamara is, so like you just can't be going around beating
I
up
mean,
people.
who knows? Who knows? They just hired Josh McDaniels. He came from that setting, and New England had a strict policy, so maybe we'll see a change of culture
Yeah, they
there.
do
But
got a new GM and everything, so I mean,
who knows?
thankfully it wasn't like no one from their team. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
let's see. we'll see where it
See what
goes.
happens with him.
But now that we are on the Raiders topics, Chubb, you say you saw an NFL rumor about the Raiders making a trade. This would be a splash trade too. If it happened.
So yeah, they were saying Russ to Las Vegas, and it would be Russ and a fifth round draft pick for Derek Carr, Jonathan Abraham, and a second rounder to Seattle. That was what it was, and I don't know if that's a good move for Russ. I don't think Raiders. I mean, he would make them better. I think he's an upgrade.
How much of an upgrade is he from Derek
Did you
Carr? Based
all right?
on
So can I say something? Do you see? I know it's skills challenge and whatnot, but he's still
Mhm.
throwing a football. Did you see his skill challenge after his thumb was getting healed when he was throwing a football?
No,
He was hitting everything, Wayne. Moving in the moving targets.
Derek
He was
Carr,
no
Russell Wilson.
Russell
Yeah,
Wilson.
you didn't see the
He
game.
was
You didn't
hitting
see it,
No, I didn't see
every.
it.
He took the lead with
bruh.
the first four balls thrown. He threw.
But
I saw Mac
he
Jones
went
being
six for
terrible throwing
six
the
to
ball.
start, bro. He went
Yeah,
six for six to
dude,
start.
he was throwing the ball everywhere.
He
So
made the
I
Some
most
I
of
saw
it.
some. I think Ryan Clark said he doesn't think like uh, Russ is an elite quarterback anymore because all he does is does everything in the first half of the season, and
so
then the second half of the season he like disappears.
this is the reason why I don't think it would be good for him is that offensive line's a problem, and you know how Russ is. He told Seattle, "Hey, I'm considering leaving unless you like do something." And then they got who Gabe Jackson, right? Like so, he's not. I don't think he's gonna like it. He'll probably be there for only like a year if that happens. But he does
Is
have.
it worth that though? I don't think he would want to do it because they don't have the weapons that he has now.
Yeah,
I
you get
mean,
Darren Waller,
you got Darren Waller, you got
Hunter
Hunter
Renfro,
Renfro.
and
I better,
Josh Jacobs.
but then you got DK and Tyler Lockett.
But you also said prior that Raiders should draft a receiver and get him another
They should
uh,
drive a receiver. They should try again Mike Williams. That might be a little bit more
or that
sense.
too.
I'm very high on Mike Williams.
I can
Very
see
high.
that.
I'm
I
very
can
high on
see.
him.
I can see
I
that.
think he can be a great number one
I
receiver for
told
a
you I
team.
call him mid. If he gonna go anywhere, if he gonna go anywhere and make a difference, it would be in Green Bay.
Maybe, but that'd be in a rebuilding process with a guy that's trying to win now because
If
he's
Aaron
getting up
Rodgers
there.
stays, I'm saying if Aaron
He's
Rodgers
talking
stays,
about Mike Williams. He's talking about Mike Williams.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Russ.
because I
But
told you the same.
where do we see where can we see Russ going like? And then also where do you guys have him? Is he in that top 10? Top 5?
Yeah, I think he was hurt this year.
If we're going based off this year, no. But if the quarterback, she's top 10. Yeah, definitely top 8 for me.
I
Top
know
8.
Russ going to come back with a strong year next year wherever he's playing.
So I think that, but he does that every year. Like I said, the issue is first half of the season he looks like an MVP. Second half of the season
So
looks like
here,
Kirk Cousins.
I got an idea.
But I'm just trying to
Here's a
because I have
here's
an idea too.
here's my spots for him. I can see 49ers making a play for him.
So they trading away Trey Lance.
Potentially if that happens, but how many
I
years
named
do you
Seattle
think
too.
how many years do you think I mean, I know Russ isn't that old, but like how many more years do you think he's going to play?
Solid 5 to 6.
Yeah, then they probably would get rid of Trey. I mean, let's be honest. Russ could go to Tampa Bay.
I don't see a lot of people doing what Tom did it in Tampa.
I understand, but like they have weapons and they have a line and they have defense. I see Tampa Bay, and where else could I see him fitting in?
Start bench cut Kyler Murray.
Vikings. I can see him at Vikings.
Start
No,
bench
I can
cut
see him in Dallas.
Dallas.
Then you have
That's
to get
it.
rid of
Dallas.
That's
Dak.
here it goes. Start bench cut
Dallas.
Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray.
I'm cutting
Russell Wilson.
Kyler.
Dak Prescott. Oh man.
I'm
Oh
cutting
man.
Kyler. Benching Dak.
Oh
Starting
man.
Russ.
I'm
Oh
starting
man.
Russ. I'm benching Kyler, and I'm cutting Dak Prescott.
It's that part, man. I'm with Wayne.
No,
I'm with Wayne. In
cutting
no way,
Kyler.
shape, or form am I taking Dak Prescott over Kyler Murray.
They gave the same type of performance. Almost, they both choked.
Kyler Murray goes to the Cowboys and plays way better than Dak Prescott.
I agree too. That's why I said they should do it. If I'm Jerry Jones, I'm doing that trade because I do think if Kyler Murray goes there, he plays
I
better.
I just if Dallas gets a quarterback, it's raps. I'm telling you, it's raps. Like I'm telling you,
Yeah,
it's
because
raps.
like
That's the
I
problem.
don't think Dak Prescott is better than Kyler Murray. I agree. I
He's
don't.
not a bad quarterback, but he's not what Dallas needs. He's not what Dallas needs.
He's Kirk Cousins. That's it. That's all he really is. But let's get into front desk, front office. As anyone new to the show, front desk, front office is when we, as a collective, as a group, we play GM for two teams, and we make one move that we think that would vastly improve them. Sometimes two moves if you're feeling froggy as well. This week we have the Steelers and Pittsburgh Steelers and the Washington Commanders, formerly known as Washington Football Team. So Chubbs, kick it off. What move would you make to improve the Steelers right now?
So I'm gonna make a couple moves because you guys have money, right? So I'll make an offensive move and I'll make a defensive move. I feel like we should start doing that for each team. All
All
right,
right, well, offense
moving
and
forward.
defense, football
De-
wise.
Defensive, I think you guys need to get a corner. I don't know if it needs to be in the draft.
Don't re-sign Joe Hayden.
I don't know if
Gotta
it
resign
needs to
Joe
be in
Hayden.
the draft or it needs to be in the free
Re-sign.
agency. I don't see y'all going after J.C. Jackson. I don't know why, but I haven't seen a lot of buzz around that because there's a couple teams that have been rumored to go after him or that are going to target him when free agent happens. But I don't know. I think y'all should target a corner defensively, maybe in the draft. Offensively, it's hard because I don't know. I mean, what I would do, I obviously would get a
Nah, I'm messing
quarterback
with that.
probably right now. I know offensive line is a priority. Try to get a free agent or use the other draft picks for offensive line. But unless we're staying in house with Mason Rudolph or Dwayne Haskins, I'm getting an offensive lineman off rip for y'all
Dwayne.
for the offense. A lot of different ands and ifs, but like your Pittsburgh Steelers are very unpredictable. I'm sorry. You guys end up drafting a linebacker probably first round or something.
We do need a middle linebacker, so that's not bad.
But that's my what I would do for the Steelers. Either corner, definitely for defense, quarterback or offensive line. I'll put a slash in between that for offense.
All right, smooth. What is your move?
Uh, Defensive wise, I also last I'm not re-signing Joe Hayden. I'm not putting him at nickel. I'm not putting him at practice corner. I'm getting rid of him. I'm going out and trying to get a big playmaker. Tyrann Matthew, probably, maybe. That's a that's a that's a that's wishful thinking, maybe. If you don't want a quarterback, because that was going to be my next. That was going to be my offensive decision, going out to get a quarterback. Uh, you don't have to get a. I feel like y'all should get a vet. If y'all don't get somebody in the draft, y'all should definitely get a vet. Because if I'm GM and I plan on signing somebody big on defense like Tyrann, I won't be able to get unless I can get another person in the draft. So either veteran quarterback or honey badger.
So I'm not doing any defensive moves on my end. Um, I'm doing offense, so I would go ahead and get an on lineman um, in the draft. It's not in draft. I'll try to sign two O linemen during the free agency. So probably Teron Armstead and probably uh try to get like someone like Ben Jones, the center from Tennessee. So get a big splash and get like a little medium splash. Um, we got some young talent on the O line, and I feel like those two vets could really help them out. I would definitely bring Trey Turner back, even though I know he kind of messed up every now and then. Defensively, in the draft, I would draft a middle linebacker, and everyone wants us to go get a quarterback, but I think, and this is my hot take, I think Dwayne Haskins can get it done. And I think we can really build our team like the San Francisco 49ers, where we can run the ball, have we got a good running back, we could use a double running back system with Benny Snell and Najee Harris. All right. I believe Dwayne Haskins can make the necessary throws that we need him to make us win the game. And I think by drafting a middle linebacker, it would really help our run defense, which was really bad last year. Um, and I'm like you guys, I am signing Joe Hayden back. We need a veteran like that. And probably use a second round pick on the corner as well. My first two picks will be defensive, just to make sure in free agency I get the O lineman that I need. Um, and I think if we do that and run the ball, get back to stellar football, which is stop the run and run the ball, we could literally win a championship that way. And I don't think Dwayne Haskins is the bad quarterback that people think. Like one of the quarterback coaches, I forget his name, who coaches like a lot of quarterbacks, says Dwayne Haskins is the most like talented quarterback he's seen, like the best thrower of the ball
That's
that he's
great,
seen.
but he also doesn't know how to read defenses unless he learned that with the Steelers over the
He can
time.
learn that with us.
Because
I
He did.
actually
okay,
like that, Wayne. I feel like Washington kind of like painted this picture that he wasn't a good quarterback because of the fact that they threw him the first year they threw him out there
The
mid-season.
head coach didn't want him.
Yeah, and they threw him out there mid-season when they were already trash. They were already losing. Then the next season, he played okay, but he was playing with the Redskins. So a young quarterback like that not going to adapt well. But playing under Tomlin, and in that environment and that culture, you know what I'm saying. I feel like he'll be a more of a factor all around overall. It'll be more of an asset than what I'm saying. A lot
That's what,
better.
and I feel like if it doesn't work out, the quarterbacks in the next draft are way better than any of these quarterbacks going out. And I'm just not sold on wasting a first round pick, even
Yeah,
if it's Kenny Pickett. I'm not sold on wasting a first round pick
yeah.
on these
so
guys.
so what happens? What happens if you guys don't draft a quarterback, don't get a quarterback? You're in camp, and Mason Rudolph is beating out Dwayne Haskins for the starting position, and it's too late.
I'm a Chiefs fan.
Okay, okay.
That's
All
why I
right.
say though, like you go out and get it, you go out and get a vet, like you get a free agent vet. You know,
Yeah,
and
like I
that's
just
what the
yeah,
Steelers do.
we
The
could
old
do that. We could do
fashioned.
that. I just don't trust any of these quarterbacks in this draft. Just don't. I think it's too much wishful, like
You don't want
wishing.
you don't want Malik Willis?
I'll be cool with that, but I think in any other draft, like these quarterbacks are second round picks. I don't really think these are first round pick quarterbacks.
I don't know.
You
Malik
gonna get
Willis
Tua
might be
little
first
brother when he
round.
come out. Y'all saving up for Tua little brother.
He's no, he sucks. No,
It's only because he plays for Maryland. I'm
he's
telling
gonna
you.
play for the USFL league. He's not playing. He's not making NFL.
Hey, we're gonna cover the USFL too, just so y'all know. We're gonna talk USFL.
I gotta find a team.
Yeah, you gotta find a team. Pittsburgh
You're
got a
gonna
team.
pick Pittsburgh. You know,
I
I'm not
gotta
not
start
ready to pick
watching.
Nah, I
defense.
think I'm gonna go with the Florida team. If they got a Florida team, go with Florida team. Um, I'm not that much of a. I'm not a yinzer. I'm not going for everything fucking Pittsburgh. Um, but I think we all made some good valid points. I don't know why DL hates Joe Hayden so much when he's our best corner.
I just is he a top 20 corner of the league? Wait. 20. Give me
I
20.
might give
Give
him
me
20.
19.
Like
Give
he
me
might be
19. Come
number
on,
20,
man.
bro. He
Come on,
might be
man.
20, dog.
I'll say defensive back, bro. Oh my
Nah,
god.
now you making it too wide, bro. Stay corner. He a top 20 corner in the league, bro. Top
You know,
16.
my point is, you're not picking Joe Hayden shallow. You're receivers, bro. That's all I'm saying.
But let's go with the next. What will we do if you were the Washington Commanders? What would you do to instantly help your team?
Hmm.
Change my name back to football team.
Well, since he's trolling, I'll go first. And a lot of people aren't saying this for some reason, but you have the defense, you have a running back, you have a good tight end, you got Curtis Samuel, and you got Scary Terry. Why not go after Aaron Rodgers? Why not push for Aaron Rodgers?
Why not? You want me to
or
answer that
Russell
question? You want
or
me to let
Russell
you
Wilson.
finish?
If I'm the GM, I'm trying to make a push to get Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers.
Russell
I
We
like
Wilson's
the
have
more
the
Russell
likely.
one
team.
more.
He's more
We're missing.
likely.
The only thing we're missing is a quarterback. Maybe Russell Wilson is more realistic. Russell Wilson. We're not in a good division. We have the Eagles and we have the Giants. They suck. We're gonna be competing with the Cowboys, and all I need to do is to get a quarterback that's better than that. Because we have probably one of the best we probably have the best defensive line outside of the Rams in the NFL. So,
I'm surprised you didn't say your number one point.
huh?
I'm surprised you didn't say your number one point.
What's
They
my
don't
number?
have they don't have to play against him.
Yeah, they don't want to. I mean, yeah, because I probably yeah, you don't have to play against him.
They don't have to play
You don't
against
have to
him.
play against that guy who he let us down last time. He wasn't him. He was just Pat.
Yeah.
He's just Pat. But yeah, like I think you get Russell Wilson in there. They're easily, in my opinion, favorites over the Cowboys because I don't trust Dak Prescott. So I think Russell Wilson. I would try to get Russell Wilson. Defensively, I'm sorry, but Landon Collins can't be my best safety. So I have to go get
He's not
someone
even the
else.
safety. He's a plays linebacker. He played
He,
linebacker for
he,
half the season. They
they moved
moved
in
him.
the linebacker.
Yeah,
Okay,
the safeties are Cameron Curl and I forgot the other one.
I would try to get J.C. Jackson.
He's
So
a
Russell
corner.
Wilson, J.C. Jackson.
Stephon Gilmore's a free agent. Will Fuller's. I mean, yeah, not Will Fuller. Kendall Fuller. He's a free agent too.
Yeah, I'll try to get a DB.
So they could
Because we
get a
have
D.
our front seven is there. We're here. Especially if I move my Landon Collins to linebacker. So yeah, down my move. I'll try to get Russell Wilson and try to get a DB.
Um, I like the Russell Wilson move, but similarly to the Washington Wizards, no one wants to come to Washington and play.
I think you caught the Wizards for a second.
Especially like a star like that. I feel like yeah, he got all the pieces, and I feel like it would be good for a vet to come and play with young players. That would be smart. That's why we try to probably get. That's why we try to get Fitzpatrick. That's why we trying to develop Heineke. Think Fitzmagic? You think we're gonna resign Fitzmagic? Because we never got to see him play with that young squad. He's not a bad. He's not a terrible quarterback.
You saw what it would look like with Heineke. They have to make a move.
But
And if you can't get a vet, in my opinion, if you can't get a vet quarterback, then you have to make a move in the draft and
so
move up.
do
Get
you
one of these
trade away
guys.
Heineke or do you sit him? Do you give him to like Houston? Do you give him to somewhere where he can go and
The
or
most
do you
you get
sit
for
him?
Heineke is like a fourth. So I mean that
Okay.
might be worth it, but yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so you ready to get the defensive one?
No, I think they're good on defense. Like I said, if they get someone on defense, it'll be a big player too, a defensive
So
back. So
I'm gonna say a couple things they need to do.
you like Aaron Rodgers.
If they do need to trade for, if they do end up trading for a quarterback, I would spend. I don't know what Jimmy G's going for. If he's going for a third or a second.
That's the quarterback you want them to go after?
But listen, because this is what I'm gonna
Come
do.
on, bro.
I'm gonna. We already got the weapons around him, right? If you can somehow get Jimmy G for like, because you're getting a high pick because
I
of
think that's
pressure.
where he's gonna end up anyway.
I think you can get him maybe a third
In
round at the
Washington,
least, right? What do you think his trade value is right now, Wayne?
He's a third or a fourth.
So I think you trade a third round pick for him if you can get him, and maybe you put a player or so to whatnot, because and you draft first round draft pick is a left tackle or a lineman because they need help on the offensive line. You re-sign Brandon Shearer, and then that second round pick you have, you get a DB. I think that would be very beneficial for them. Like you said, we have a defensive line. All my defensive line are first round draft picks. I spent a first round draft pick on an inside
They got a good
linebacker
amount
last
of
year.
money for free agency too.
Yeah,
Just so
right.
you know.
I
And
feel that's, I feel
we
like
do
they
have
get a lot.
Kendall Fuller or Kyle Fuller. No, we have Kendall Fuller.
He's a free agent. I don't know if they're gonna re-sign him. They probably will. 'Cause that's definitely the
They
next
got
big move.
27 million cap space,
They'll resign
and
him.
they only have $700,000 in dead money.
I
It's
think they're
like the
gonna.
least.
I think they're gonna probably cut Landon Collins because he had a pretty big contract, and I think he's getting towards the end where he can cut him, and that doesn't hit your cap that hard. So he didn't really do much except for tackle. Like you got linebackers for that.
I agree. But yeah, that so that's the moves you're making.
If we
They're not getting bro. They're
if
not.
Jimmy G if Jimmy if I can get so listen if I can get Jimmy G for a third round pick, yes. If I can't, my first round draft pick is going to be Matt Corral, and then we're going to build around Matt Corral in the free agency
But
and
what is Jimmy G gonna come in and do for them, bro? That
make them more competitive than they are.
It's
and
like the
that's
same thing with Heineke.
Dude, he wins though.
He might make he
He
might make a
wins.
little
are
bit
you?
smarter moves, but they don't. He don't make them like a conference contender. Like
They can
I'm
win the
not making.
division. I
If
think.
I'm gonna make a trade, like division 1K and then lose in the first round.
I think they'll, bro. No one expected the 49ers to get this far,
But it definitely was because of Jimmy G.
but he's making good decisions, was he not? Except for
He's
that last
managing. He's
game.
doing what a quarterback's supposed to do, not turn the ball over and
What do you
manage the
mean?
game.
So what? He couldn't go there and do that somewhere else.
No, you need a
They
playmakers to win, bro. Playmakers
They
win
have
they
games.
playmakers.
they
We just,
won because of Debo Samuel. Sorry,
dude,
Bro,
I'm
dude.
sorry.
yeah,
He
come on,
just
bro.
said. Wayne just said Washington has Curtis Samuel, Scary Terry,
They
I'm
do. They
saying
do.
and the tight
is
end
Jimmy
and
G
running backs.
himself. Is
You
Jimmy G
said they need
himself,
help on the O line though. That's not the 49ers offensive line.
I said draft a left tackle,
bro.
first
I'm
round pick
saying
if you can
Jimmy
get him.
G is not a
You re-sign
playmaker.
Brandon Shearer and you get another. If they have money, they can do other use other places for linemen.
He's not gonna go to Washington to make a difference.
I think that's where he honestly ends up in the end of the day.
I think
It's
so.
making it worse.
And so that's what I think why Chubb said that. I don't think it's a good move, but let's talk about these new coaching hiring. So Miami found their guy, a black guy, as some would say, uh, Mike
Yes.
McDaniel. The Texans hire Lovey Smith. Dennis McDaniel is now the
Dennis
new
Allen.
Dennis Allen. Yes, that's the thing. Dennis Allen is the new head coach for the New Orleans Saints. So I want to talk about, did Miami do a good job hiring Mike McDaniel? Was that a good thing to do? Just let's talk about on the field, and you talk about off the field reasons as well.
So interesting fact: Mike McDaniel was a part of that Washington Redskin coaching crew that was a part with Sean McVay. I think two other young coaches were a part
Kyle
of it.
Shanahan,
Kyle
Kurt,
Shanahan, and I think there was one other one. But he was the another coach on that coaching staff, and they all were
yeah.
in playoffs at that
Oh,
point.
the coach for the Bengals.
Right. So they all were there. So little fun fact: he's a part of a pretty good coaching tree. Looking at it right now.
Yeah,
Now I saw something on Twitter that they said, or Adam Schefter said, shout out to ESPN, but
they get a third round pick or something for him, or fourth round pick.
I don't know, maybe, but that he was their guy all along. That's why they didn't make an offer to Brian Dabble, which I don't think so. If you can get Brian Dabble, you can get Brian Dabble. Sorry, Mike McDaniel, but
I
it's a
mean, you seen
good,
that 49ers offense?
I don't know, I think it's a good pickup for them. You know, I think he's gonna help Tua. Honestly, he's a pretty young guy. I can relate to a lot of them, so I think he's gonna be fine.
My thing is because you know how they say about Eric Bieniemy about is he calling the plays or is Andy Reid? Because everybody know Andy Reid's an offensive genius. So that's one of the things that make them scared to hire him. So I don't get the whole Mike McDaniel thing when everybody know Kyle Shanahan is an offensive genius. So
I
my
think
that's
this
my
dude's a genius, dude.
you think so? So you think
You've seen
I mean,
interviews.
He went to Yale.
He's smart and bro. I'm telling you, he's gonna be
but I
fine.
don't know if was he the one calling the plays.
No, but was McVay calling in the plays when he was in the Redskins? Were Kyle Shanahan calling the plays when the Redskins? No, they were all position coaches. So you got to learn at
Well,
some point.
that's a good point. So I mean, if he's a good coach, then this might be a great thing for Tua's development. And he just probably helped develop Trey Lance as well. So it might be a good thing. I just find it funny that the Dolphins got a coach and say, "Hey, we got a black coach too,"
Yeah.
and like they had to literally announce like, "Yo, he is black," because I was like, "Yeah, yeah." I was like, "Yeah." I read that. I was like, "Yo, he's not black. Why like they messing with him?" It was like, "No, he's multiracial." That made me know one, he's not black because no black person says they're multiracial. But um, I don't know, man. I mean, I think this could possibly help Tua's development and where he goes.
But
I can see it being a good thing.
to your point, though, real quick, I think they hired, and we can talk about Lovey Smith too. Goodell said something a week before those hirings, put out a statement about basically what happened with Brian Flores, what's been going on with Brian Flores in his
Hmm.
statements, basically agreeing in a way, saying that looking at the league, there was a potential this year to not have any African American or other ethnic cultures as coaches, just white coaches. There's gonna be this was going to potentially be a year of 32 NFL programs having just white coaches, and Goodell came out and said we got to do better.
Do you
He
think that
agrees.
the Flores situation put a lot of pressure on them to
I think
actually
it
do?
put a pressure on Miami because he came out and straight up said Miami fired me because of racial. Didn't he? I mean, he came out and said that he got all this stuff that happened to him was racially um, caused,
Motivated?
motivated. Yeah. So I think Miami was like, "Oh, we're racist." Boom. We just got a multi multicultural coach.
It's kind of sad though, because like the Rooney Rule came out in 2003, and then I guess we could say we have three black coaches now. But I'm not saying that
but
we got more black coaches now. Uh,
Man,
but I don't even agree with the Lovey Smith hiring because
man,
like
they set him up.
Lovey
who?
Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
No,
I'm tired. That's my
no.
biggest issue. I feel like all the black coaches keep taking bad jobs.
they
They
He
set
wasn't
him
never
up.
even.
get good jobs. The
He was
last
already a
black
part
coach
of
to
that
get a good
program, dude.
job was Mike Tomlin.
He was already a part of that.
Yeah, he was
They,
associate head coach. Yeah, and
David
that's why I
Coley.
feel.
What happened to David Coley was unfair, dude. He only
I
got
agree,
1 year. He didn't have his quarterback the whole, almost the whole year. He's playing with a lot of backups that are starting. That team was not a good team, and he won 4 games with them. He should have had another year.
but I feel
And
like he's gonna. I feel like Lovey Smith is gonna be. And to be honest, Lovey
I
Smith should have
agree.
never been fired from the Chicago Bears.
I know Lovey
Yeah,
Let's
Smith is
get
a
that right.
great coach. Don't get me wrong, but what happened to David Coley was not right.
I agree. So, but I also agree with DL. Like this is a bad job. He shouldn't take this bad job.
Yeah, but you also they got a lot of money this year coming up, right?
But who
it
want to go
don't
play for the
matter, bro.
Texans?
Nobody's gonna play for the
You're playing at
Texans, bro.
Houston.
No.
They put him in a
Deshaun's
situation
not
where
gonna play. If Deshaun was playing there, then I can see what you're saying. But
they're not
Deshaun's
gonna be
not
good
playing
for a
there.
while, and they're gonna
What if
put
they
him in.
draft the quarter? I mean, no, it's not going to be Mills Mafia.
It's not gonna be night and day, Chris.
Davis Mills.
That franchise got a lot of the
He was
long
all
way
right.
to go because they weren't even they were alright with Deshaun. They weren't like when JJ left.
Yeah, they're the youngest. I think youngest franchise still.
Yeah, so he's just in a bad position, but
Yeah, I agree. I
he
think
did
he's in
right.
a. That's not a good team for him to be with. Um, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes, though. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. But I mean, I am happy other black coaches got hired. So we got three coaches, but like I said, the Rooney Rule came out in 2003, and now it's 2022, and we really haven't seen like a large influx of like it really being that effective. All the people are just doing it. Like we're not seeing more black coaches being hired now. Like for example, like I said, Mike McDaniel's like now because he's a minority coach that was in the coaching tree. Now the 49ers get a third round pick. They have to do things like that to incentivize teams to like bring these people in. So it's really sad in my
That's
opinion.
sad.
Yeah. So that's in my opinion that's really sad. But Next topic I just want to talk about Lamar Jackson is set to
Lamar
make
Miller.
40 million.
Yeah. So there's a
Is
report
he
that
worth it? That's your question, and you're asking that. So I'll
I'm
let you
at.
start. Do you think Lamar Jackson is worth 40 mil?
Well, with
No,
with the going rate of how every year it seems like quarterbacks are getting paid more and more. Let's be honest. There's always a little more than they get the previous year, and he won. I mean, he's got an MVP, and it was one of the youngest to ever get MVP, and it was unanimous. He's led every time he's played. He's led us to the playoffs. Granted, he hasn't won some most of his playoff games, but he's every year he's brought the team to the playoffs, and he's a once in a generation type of talent. So I think 40 million at least would be the going rate for him. I would say. Yes, is that going to affect the team in some people's eyes? They might say that, but let's look at it. He missed the last 6 7 weeks of the season. We lost every single game without him.
So my question is to you: if it wasn't the going rate for QBs, is he worth it?
Yeah, I would still pay him that 40 million. He's a great player, dude. Hey, he's a once in a lifetime type of player. Just like Patrick Mahomes is. Patrick Mahomes is worth all that money he's getting. Granted, he's got a Super Bowl, yes, but Lamar is worth it. And if you say you're not, if he's not, I think anybody says it's not just you guys. If anybody says they wouldn't want Lamar Jackson and pay him all that money on their team, it's cap because you would love to have him be on your team if you need a quarterback. Let's be real. We're not going to sit here and say we wouldn't. And and the sad part about it is, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going.
You ain't gonna let us get our shit off?
No,
We,
because I need you guys to give the little information. They have offered him money, and apparently it's been once in a generational type of like contract type of things, and he's declined it, or he hasn't declined it. His team has said, "Hey, can you do better?" But our GM has came out and said Lamar is going to be our quarterback. We're going to get a deal done. So like that's why I'm saying he's going to get 40 plus mil. Also because he wants that and he makes a team what they are. But I'm done talking. Go guys.
all right.
DL is Lamar Jackson worth 40 plus mil?
Lamar Jackson is probably the most. Oops, I know. I'm gonna agree with. This will make Chris very very happy. I'm not
I
taking
know I'm
Lamar
right,
Jackson.
man.
'Cause I haven't really spoken about Lamar Jackson, giving him credit where it's due. Lamar Jackson is worth whatever he asks for, um, as far as money. So yes, he's worth 40 mil and more. Um, I'm gonna go even further and say, hot take: if Lamar Jackson can win at least three Super Bowls, at least three, he will probably be better than Patrick Mahomes in his career.
Oh, that's an interesting take. Oh my goodness. Because
That's why I said at least
hey
three
somebody
times. I had
check
to
on
say it
him.
twice. I had to say it twice. Just make sure you heard me. At least three. Because
That's a
So
clip.
I
That's a
said
clip.
Patrick Mahomes. I said Patrick Mahomes may not win two, three Super Bowls, you know,
dude,
in
dude,
his
I'm
career.
gonna keep it real.
Because think about it, if they pay Lamar Jackson that much, they would. The reason why he should ask for that much is to stay healthy. Is to spend it on staying healthy, like how LeBron does
Look,
for longevity.
three
Because
three would be great. Don't get me wrong. Three would
yes,
be great, but
that he would then
You
have
know,
the
Chubbs
he would
knows
then have the
damn
option.
well he's not winning three.
three would be great. But
That's it.
at
Yeah,
the most at this point, and anything can happen. But in my mindset, I could see him at the most right now winning two, and because there's a lot of good teams right now. Like I said, like my
Yeah, but my thing is
same
like
way
he
with the
doesn't,
Patrick Mahomes thing. There's a lot of good teams right now in the AFC that are all young and young quarterbacks.
and that's why I say he doesn't even have to break records. He doesn't if he
Well,
Lamar Jackson, if he wins that in my opinion 3 Super Bowls, he would be better than Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes has all, like I say, he has all the tools around to be winning right now.
I mean,
You
I
know,
like it. I like it. I like what you're saying. I really do.
dual threat,
They're different
1,000 yard
players
passer,
too.
1,000 yard rusher.
Yeah, they're
You
different.
know,
I mean, we'll see what happens. But what do you think, Wayne?
Do I think Lamar Jackson is good worth 40 plus mil?
Yeah,
If Dak Prescott got 40 plus mil, Lamar Jackson should get 50 plus mil.
that's a clip.
that is my point. Whatever Dak got, Lamar should get 10 more of that. So Lamar Jackson is definitely worth the 40 mil. Now, if that wasn't the going rate, I don't think he's worth 40 mil. But because it's the going rate, he has to get it. If it wasn't a going rate, he's definitely worth 30 mil, in my opinion.
See,
Yeah.
I was
Because
saying
I think you would want to
35.
save the 10 mil to get pieces around him. Because I don't think he could win it. By like really carry like I don't. Let me say this. Let me say this. So I feel like if you pay him 40 million, you're missing out on giving him like that top receiver. You feel me? Like I feel like he needs like a top receiver weapon.
I
So I
think
think
Rashad Bateman's that.
you saying that you saying that I haven't really seen it. So a
Dude,
little glimpse,
catches
but in the
everything, and it's always 10-yard carry, 10-yard receptions and a first down. He
you're
is
we'll,
not,
we'll
but you're
see.
not. You're not. I don't think you're.
he just missed half the season because of a groin injury.
Yeah, so we gotta see how that looks once he's back from that groin injury.
Mm,
But yeah, in my opinion, do I think he's worth it? I think he might. I think he's definitely worth it. He's definitely still, in my opinion, the top five quarterback in the AFC. Might be five. Uh, right now, people are putting Justin Herbert over him, but he has an MVP and been to the playoffs multiple years. Justin Herbert has never been to the playoffs. So even though he's in his second year, Joe Burrow went in his second year. So I'm not having it, and he had a chance to get to the playoffs. He did it. So I can't give it to him. So yeah, I think Lamar's definitely worth that money. And like I said, if Dak got 40 mil, give Lamar 50. Honestly, give him 60 because he's 2 times the quarterback Dak Prescott is, in my opinion. So yeah,
You hear
I
that,
definitely
Cowboy
think he's worth
Nation?
that. I mean, Cowboy Nation come after me, and I said he's overrated. I don't know why. He's just Jimmy Garoppolo with just a little bit more throwing power. Um, that's my opinion
That's
on him.
interesting.
But let's go. Super Bowl is this weekend. Make your picks. Make your stance. I think I know where it's going with the room. So, who do you guys have? Bengals versus Rams. What team are you guys going with?
at this point, Bengals deserve to win.
Woo! I did not see that coming. I
The
did
Bengals
not see that
deserve to
coming.
win. Uh, they've just been upsetting me because they're still playing. So if they don't, if they don't win, I mean it's expected, but they deserve it. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I'm gonna give them that positive energy.
What's the score?
Uh, Bengals 24-28. Jamar Chase goes for 2 touchdowns. Joe Burrow goes for three
On
touchdowns.
Jalen Ramsey?
Yeah, yeah, he goes for two. Joe Burrow, he goes for 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Aaron Donald, 2 sacks. But the defense, they're just not going to hold up because the offense, the Bengals is hot right now. They're on a hot streak. Why not win it all? Um, yeah,
Okay,
428 Bengals.
okay. Chops?
Just let you guys know right now, Cincy Nation or Who Day Nation, whatever the hell y'all call yourselves.
Damn.
You guys have no chance in hell of winning this football game.
Sheesh.
I'm dead serious. Your
No
offensive
chance in
line,
hell.
your offensive line sucks. Jalen Ramsey is on Jamar Chase. They have other good DBs that have been playing good football all playoffs. Who's stopping AD? Who's stopping Von Miller? Who's stopping Leonard Floyd from getting after that ass, Joe Burrow? 31-17 Rams. And Eli Apple, your ankles are going to get taken by Cooper Cup this weekend also. Fact. Cooper Cup's going for 2 tutties. Super Bowl MVP, top 2, and he's not 2.
All right. I'm in agreement with Chubbs that this will not be a game where we think it, you know. I have the Bengals losing this game 24-10. So they're going to lose by 2 touchdowns. I think it's going to start off slow, and then in the second half, the it's going to be. I think we're going to go into halftime. It's going to be like 10-3, and then in the second half, they score 2 touchdowns, and then the Bengals try to fight back. But like Chubb said, this is the best defensive line in football, with the best defensive lineman in football, and one of the greatest pass rushers in our history, who's not slowing down, in Von Miller. They gave up 12 sacks to a Tennessee Titans team whose defensive line is it's good, but it's not on the same level as this defensive line they're facing. The reason why the Chiefs lost last week is because they got pressure, but they didn't sack him. Joe Burrow will get to the ground. And you said Cooper Cup is going to be the MVP. I disagree. I think the best player on their team will be, which
AD
is
and Von Miller.
Aaron Donald will have at minimum 2 sacks with a forced fumble and multiple tackles for a loss. I think Joe Mixon is going to be a non-factor in this game, and Aaron Donald wins Super Bowl MVP and solidifies himself as moving forward as the greatest defensive player to ever play the game of football. And that's who I got.
I like it. I think
Confident.
Von Miller's going to get a strip sack too.
I
I
think
think
one of them are going to
one of
win Super
them.
Bowl MVP.
He's used to doing some big moments in Super Bowls. Like,
The Bengals didn't come this far just to come this far.
yeah, that sounds good. That sounds real good.
No, that's hilarious. Yeah,
That
they didn't
sounds
cut
real
this far
good.
just to cut this far. That does sound good. But all right, man, that was the end of episode 8. I don't think we have anything else unless I'm missing something. Um, no, I don't think I'm missing anything. So yeah, that was the end of episode 8, man. We appreciate everybody that came through. Make sure if y'all on TikTok, man, come and mess with us on TikTok, guys. Come and mess with us on TikTok. Getting a lot of reaction, a lot of engagement there. If you're not following our Twitter, follow our Twitter at HD Sports Pod, and then also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, FCO Entertainment. That's where you can find all of our stuff at. And then I'm thinking about this. We might start a Discord where if you're a fan of the show, you can come in and debate, talk shit to Chubbs, talk shit to me, talk shit to Smooth.
You'd lose every time, motherfucker.
We get it. And Mr. Right, he's gonna tell you why he's always right, why Julian Edelman is better than Antonio Brown. Um, get on there. But yeah, we got a lot of things coming, man. We appreciate y'all. Yo, we've been doing this for a month now, 8 episodes. This is the 8th episode, so we appreciate everybody that comes through each and every week. But until next time, we will see everyone, and we gotta go out with the great music. And I got my shit on mute, so wow.